was one of the most celebrated outlaws of the American West, or he was a Confederate veteran who turned to domestic terrorism after the Civil War. One thing is certain, Jesse James didn't live up to his Robin Hood portrayal in the popular culture. His ill-gotten gains never benefited anyone but himself and his gang. They staged the first daylight armed robbery of a bank in American history on February 13, 1886, and it may have been politically motivated. The Clay County Savings Association of Liberty, Missouri, was owned by Republicans, former Union officers. That was the beginning of a 16-year criminal career that ended with Jesse James' murder in 1882. He was shot from behind by Bob Ford, a Jesse James gang member with his eye on a large reward. Or was he? 65 years later, a Lawton man known as Frank Dalton made a very public claim to be Jesse James. He said he engineered the death of an impostor, Charlie Bigelow, to escape justice and retire to obscurity. Newspaper reporters Frank Hall and Lindsey Witten fanned the flames of Dalton's celebrity to the point that 30,000 people showed up for a public appearance in 1948. Coincidentally, Hall and Witten published a book on the subject that same year. Frank Dalton died in Texas in 1951, and most historians discount his story. DNA tests on a body exhumed in 1995 indicate the real Jesse James was in fact buried in Clay County, Missouri. But some believe there's more to Dalton's claim than just a century-old man looking for attention. He seemed to know an awful lot about the childhood of brothers Jesse and Frank James. And then there's the brass bucket, supposedly dug up by a young Lawton police officer looking for treasure in the Wichita Mountains in the 1930s. The etching on its side seems to be a contract dividing buried gold among a dozen men, including Jesse and Frank James and a mysterious Bud Dalton, a name which is not connected with the James brothers in any other historical record.